to show you, my grandbabies are here today, and they love this baked macaroni cheese that I make. So, I figured I'd show you how you do it quick and easy, really. And they also, the only thing, I know a lot of people add a lot of stuff to it, but all I'm going to put in it is my grandbabies love these little smokies, and it really does flavor it nicely. So I've got a little package of those cut up and waiting. And I got my burner turned on to heat up. Well, maybe I don't. I got my other one going. Okay, I'm going to melt that butter. And I'm going to boil my noodles here. I'm going to only cook them al dente. And I got about 4 cups of noodles to put in here. As soon as it starts to boil, I got a couple cups of like Velveeta cheese, only I get the, I call it the government cheese. It's what they pass out for commodities. So I got about well, maybe a cup and a half of that cut up. And then I've got some shredded sharp cheddar to go over the top of this, and maybe a little bit in the middle. Then I got a few spices, and I got 4 tablespoons of butter here, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour, which is equal parts, 4 tablespoons. Anytime you're doing your roux, you want to keep it equal parts of flour and butter, or flour and fat, whichever you're using. Okay, that's almost ready. I got a little bit of butter melted in there so it won't stick to everything. Get this melted up. And you know what? As soon as that butter's melted and I'm ready to put the flour in it, I'll bring you back. Friends, the butter is all melted, and I'm going to throw that flour in there. And I'm just going to slowly mix it in there. You want to cook all that flour. Huh, my camera died. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll try this again. I stuck the flour in here, and it's a good thing I caught that camera. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten 3/4 of the way through a video and realized my camera died. Anyway, what I said was I put the flour in here. I was going to mix it up nice and smooth and cook that flour taste off in it. And it does work nice. Let that come up to hot again, because I took it off the burner so I could fix my camera. I want it good and bubbly. Okay, now I got 2 cups of milk, and I'm going to slowly pour that in there. You want that nice and thick, and it's going to get there. Okay. Our noodles are coming along good. Let me give them a stir. They're not sticking. Good. Okay, because you only want those al dente. You don't want those all the way cooked, because this is going to bake in the oven. See how nice and thick that's getting? I want to bring that nice and bubbly. I'm also, at this time, I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder in it. About 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Same with my onion powder. About a 1/2 teaspoon. And of course, pepper. This time I can't put too much in it because my grandbabies don't like too much. And I'm also going to put about, I'm going to measure this one, about a 1/2 teaspoon, if I find it, of mustard powder. Right in there with it all. Okay? I'm going to get that all mixed up. That gives it a nice zing to the flavor. That mustard powder adds a lot of nice flavor. Okay, let's turn that down. Even more, it's bubbling and it's nice and thick. Look at that. Okay, now I'm going to put my 1.5 cups of cheese in there because I want that to melt, and with that I'm going to change what I'm using to mix. I want that to melt up real nice. Now it doesn't look like a whole lot of cheese, but remember I'm going to be putting some shredded cheddar in here as well. So I'm going to leave that on low just to simmer and melt. And then when I get ready to put this all back together in my little casserole dish, which I have right here, and it's all buttered. You're definitely going to want to butter it so nothing sticks to it. When I get to that point and the noodles are ready to go, I'll be back and I'll show you how it all goes together. Friends, my noodles are done and I'm drained. Oops, al dente. I'm going to put them in my pan right there. And let's see, I need this right here. Okay, see them? Now I'm going to add my beautiful cheese sauce to this. Dump it all in because I'm going to combine it all right in here. Okay, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me get that mixed up. There's still a few chunks of cheese that didn't get all the way melted, but it will definitely melt up and be beautiful in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to throw my little sausages in there. And okay, I think I'm going to do a little... I'm going to mix in just a little more milk in here. About another ½ cup. I don't want it to dry out in the oven. Sometimes things work that way. But that is nice. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay. Got that all mixed up. Now, here comes the fun part. I gotta move this aside. Okay, it's not hot. Now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna dump about half of this in here. Spread that around. And to that, I don't want to bang that. To that, I've got some nice sharp cheddar cheese. And this gives it wonderful flavor too. Because the cheese that you get through your commodities, through that, what I call commodities or surplus, it's not a sharp cheese. So it really doesn't have the greatest of flavor. So I'm just going to take a nice handful and put right in between there. Just like so. Okay? Now, I'll get the rest of it on here. Okay. And there's that. And that is beautiful, friends. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I made just enough to fill this pan. So now I'm going to take a little bit and put it on top of here. And I'm going to have to cook this on a tray because chances are it might bubble right over the side. Now I'm not going to put any breadcrumbs or anything like that on the top of this. I'm just going to leave the cheese on here. Okay. And that's it. And just before I serve it, I'm going to sprinkle a little parsley on it. But when it is done, actually I got to tell you, before I leave, I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about a ½ an hour. And when it's done, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how it looks. Friends, I am back and this is done and it's screaming hot. But it's beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to put a little bit on this plate so you can see just how lovely this turns out. Isn't that gorgeous? That looks nice. Beautiful. What a lovely dinner for little girls. My grandbabies are going to love this. So there you have it, folks. A very easy meal. Thanks for watching.